Baby, make like I do with the punches and roll me home.
Yeah. Another episode of Toking With Topher. Welcome to season 2. We got some guests today. Season 2, episode 1 or 1.5. We tried to do this.
We tried to do one.
It was like a dress rehearsal, and we had tables. Remember, we had the tables set up.
Yeah.
We're like, man, this kind of sucks.
It just seemed tight. Like what you did here is awesome.
Yeah. So
this is a good vibe.
We revamped it to have couches, and we brought 2 guests on today from Missouri Wild Alchemy. We got Brandon. And we got Jordon here. Hey. We're going to talk about cannabis, of course, today. We're going to talk about all the new stuff going on in Missouri with the new, things have changed. We haven't done an episode since, I guess, September of last year.
Yeah.
We had to take some time off, and we were chopping a ton of plants, and there was trimming like crazy. I traveled around in my truck for like 3 weeks with just bags of weed. And like everywhere I went, I had the tray and the trimmers, and I would just pull up. If I was going to be at the radio station, I'd just pull it out and like we'd just trimming weed.
Did you clean your scissors, or did you just go through multiple sets?
No, I just cleaned them. I have a thing. You put the alcohol in and clean it. But it was a pain in the fucking ass. Like I'm literally going to go to, I think I'm going to next year, we'll just go to Home Depot, pull up like 6 o'clock in the morning, pick up some migrant workers, you know what I'm saying? Blindfold them in the back of the pickup, and then take them out there, and then we'll just get them all trimmed up really easily. Do you think?
Have them trimming.
Yeah,
I mean, you may be able to find the guys that would volunteer for that, to be blindfolded the whole 9 yards.
Hey, that's true. It adds to the entourage effect.
$100 a couple ounces.
Yeah. I do have a saying. I was like, smoking weed is not addictive. Growing weed is, but trimming sucks.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? It's like you go in there every morning, you're like, oh, how are you doing, babies? And then when you chop them down, you're just looking at them like some dirty girlfriend that you know cheated on you. Like,
yeah. I almost got sick of weed. It almost like made me not, like, I'm going to just give up weed. This is just,
I remember you saying that.
That was very short-lived.
It was like 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, no, less than that. Way less than that. But I had gloves on all the time, and I'm like, my hands are sticky, and it was.
You weren't meant for trimming,
rough.
huh?
And then I was like, well, I'll just throw the whole thing in there and just grind it all up and make it. Like,
how many pounds did you end up getting?
I don't know.
You didn't even count.
I didn't even count.
My wife and Jen, Marlon Jen, they had damn near 60 pounds.
Yeah.
24 outdoor plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was at like 4 or 5.
It was insane how much flour.
Yeah. I'd go over there and there'd be just a trim party. Trim.
that's not even, that's what they consider a biomass. You know what I mean? That's like,
because it's outdoor.
It's so much. It's like, that's not even, we're just going to, it's biomass.
There was a lot of happy patients, let's put it that way.
Who wants 60 pounds? I'll give it to you for $1,000.
Right.
Just trim it for me.
Yeah. I mean, the price goes down.
Give me a little back.
You know, that trimming, man, I can see why cannabis prices went up. You know, like, Jesus, the trimming. But we tried the trimmer, too. You know, we had got one of those electric trimmers.
Yeah, I have an electric
and
one.
It didn't really do.
Trammel.
I didn't like it. You know, I tried it. You know, we tried it on some of the bigger stuff, but I don't know. The smaller stuff, it still had to trim it no matter what.
Yeah,
you can pretty much tell when a bud's been thrown through one of those machines or when a bud's been hand trimmed.
Speaking of that, you know, funny you should mention that. And I'm only bringing this up. I'm not trying to do a shameless plug, but since cannabis,
I know your hat was.
They used to do the machine trimming, right?
Okay.
And they recently went back to within
Hand
the last the hand trimming.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of nice too. So you know the buds you always tell the buds look better.
You can 100% tell, and it really affects the outside appearance, like because you're losing those trichomes that are bouncing around.
Yeah.
Just are part of that frosty, good look that people, when they look at a bud, they want to see.
Right.
You know, that gives that first appearance. You know.
Right.
And just like any concentrate, I mean, every plant, not even just the plant, but the reaction to any change to that plant's mechanism or anything to it, it's going to react different. You're going to different resins. You're going to get a different trim. This one doesn't dry at this same time schedule. You got these other strains. So when you're using the same type of, process for so many different strands, especially trimming machines, you're going to get a whole different variety of
outcomes.
looks. Oh, for sure. Resin production, extra trim leaf. It's so when markets try to, we're gonna do this, it's like, okay, you're gonna have to adapt, but we'll listen.
Yeah.
We'll support you.
Yeah.
So,
Go for it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
right. So, in effect, hand trimming, just the way to go.
Yep.
So,
It
I mean,
100%,
it's,
yeah.
You know, we
That's
try.
the
It's a pain in the ass, but if you do it right, man.
But again, dude, if we get the migrant workers, I think we can get the migrant workers. I know,
what's with the migrant
it's not going to cost much. You
End
know,
of the season,
listen.
they're looking for some extra
Yeah,
money.
they're
dude.
done
We can
picking.
find some good, hard-working Americans
you know,
to do some
100%.
trimming too.
Yeah, but they cost too much. It's like $25 an hour, and you get an hour and a half's worth of work before they need a break. And then, I mean,
they
it's
smoke
just
some with a
long.
trim.
Man, they're unionized now. You need to
I know.
stop.
Yeah. Americans straight up are just all unionized. Like, you have to pay them.
Honestly, I mean, and this is like taking something so, funny, but I
Here we
guess
go, buzzkill.
no, it's
Buzzkill
no real
Jordan.
deal. You can actually, there's people in the community that could benefit
Yeah,
from
no, absolutely.
opportunities.
Absolutely.
And I feel
yeah.
like there needs to be some type of open legalities for things, for opportunities for people to just come and just, hey, come down. We need help. Mom and pop, little bro, come help us trim.
I think
get
we
paid.
tried that. Did we try that? We didn't really try that. We should, though. There's plenty of stoners out there. And I agree with you. I mean, the migrant workers are a joke, but it's also educational because you do learn a lot about the plant. When you're in there trimming and you're in between and you see how the leaves grow and how that it's formed and it crystallizes and all of that. I mean,
And how
you
it
do learn stuff
changes
and how
while
it
it's doing
changes.
all that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and watching it from seed, you're amazed, of course, you know. Which brings me to this. Let's smoke some weed. I know Brandon brought us an amazing pre-roll to try. Let's talk
Is that
about
the
it.
bad boy?
Vibes hash hole.
yeah,
You guys are
2
trying
gram
to
hash
kill me.
roll.
It's a what?
2 gram hash
2
roll.
grammer.
Yep.
Damn.
It's
trying to
rocket
kill us.
fuel.
Rocket
They're
fuel.
saying it's Cherry Death Star
Second
Cannabis
fuel.
and Astro Pop Live Rosin.
Wow.
And it's 1.5 grams of flour and 0.5 gram of rosin. 2.11 on those terps.
Wow. That's a murderer.
That's some Bobby Boucher Techlin fuel. Techlin
So we're gonna
fuel.
give that one a shot.
We are.
And you know that's the thing.
a shot.
I will
Show's
say,
going to be a little short tonight.
Yeah, it's like, am I giving him a shot or am I getting shot?
There's a
We'll
spare
wake you up,
bedroom
Scott,
upstairs.
don't worry.
Dude,
It'll
Scott,
be like 30 minutes of us just like,
yeah, there's a spare bedroom.
who talking?
I do want to point this out while you're lighting this for our home viewers because this is a big source of contention with infused pre-rolls.
Okay.
Is how to light it, right?
Yep.
And I was guilty of it. You know, a long time ago, I would just smoking like I'm doing a joint, and I would draw on it, do all this. You actually have to heat that fucker up on the end and get that fucking resin and that hash rolling, and then do your draws on it. So he's going to demonstrate it for us. So
it's a
pay
spiritual-
attention
You can
because I
do
don't
it with a
hear this
lighter,
bitching.
but
Yeah,
torch always kind of
always
works a little bit better.
Yeah,
Flamethrower if you got
You
one.
literally got to treat
Yeah,
it
drum
like you're
roll, please.
smoking a fancy cigar.
Yeah.
You know, a truly and like
Yeah.
a real stogie. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Tony Soprano would be proud. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Also, like I also think of it like a little spiritual incense. The way I got it started, you got to get the coal burning real
You
nice
got to
and
have it
cherry.
burning right. Otherwise, it's gonna be all
It's like
shitty,
burning
and runny
sage.
and fucking
Yes.
crappy.
Get the bad vibes. Get them the
Yes.
fuck
The
out.
porn vibes out of here.
Whoa.
we converted this former porn room into our studio.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dude, can you tell that story?
Yeah, the tenants.
It's fantastic.
Our previous
Dude,
tenants
you gotta
are
hear
shooting
this.
No, he
porn
was
in here.
giving me like an intro,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of looking at him like, bro. I was kind of thinking, man, we need to wait till the camera's on because that dude.
Yeah, we had
like,
to sage
what?
this shit. We had to
Yes.
sage it out.
Yes. Fun fact:
See, look at
I
that.
love sage.
Heating it up.
You love sage?
I had a huge garden back home, and pineapple sage is one of my favorites.
Yeah. thing is
I go
burning like
to,
it's a freaking
New
house
Mexico
on
a lot,
fire.
and we go elk hunting.
Mm.
And when you drive through like Colorado, you can drive through and there's like sage and shit on the
Oh, really?
side. Yeah, so I got
Nice.
out and I got. So you're not supposed to. Like I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I brought some home. Like a bunch. Marla dries it up, and wraps it up, and burns that stuff.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be honest. You look like a guy that would kind of stop on the side of the road and do some
Probably.
wildlife stuff.
Fuck yeah, man! I picked up some tumbleweeds. and shit. I throw them around my house so I can act like it's old
Dude,
west.
that's a great idea, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The rebel with
Why
the
didn't I ever think
cause.
about that? Bringing home tumbleweed, and just throwing them out in your yard in the summer. Like,
Dude,
look at
have you
this.
ever seen the video of those whole towns getting like immersed in them?
in tumbleweeds.
Yes.
Oh yeah, where it like takes over the whole. Oh,
The
yeah.
whole town. I'm just like, they're shoveling, and I'm like, what the kid he was or I'm not trying to laugh at a kid's pain, but when a child was riding his bicycle and a tumbleweed flew and knocked him right off his bike. Oh shit! And he just looks at the camera, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I had to, I was like, that's crazy.
I gotta try to find that video. That's classic.
great.
I like the taste. It's what we were talking about earlier. You know, some infused. You don't get that rosin or that hash taste, and this one, man, you really do. Oh
Yeah, it's got good flavor.
Don't leave our
Of course,
cameraman out.
Wyatt's
sorry,
gotta
guys.
go. He's
Sorry.
like, hey,
Wyatt's
what the
waiting,
fuck?
Why else is he here?
I felt kind of trapped. I'm a little chubby in this. I was like, I don't know where to go. Can somebody help me out? Do the handoff.
Just throw it at him, man. Just catch it, motherfucker.
Wyatt Harris on the
Don't
audio and video
disrespect
tonight.
this.
What, throw him?
Just throw it at him.
Don't-
Like a regular joint
No.
on the back porch. Like somebody would get there, you just throw it to him.
That is
try to
not
do
a
it soft.
Philly blunt.
So yeah, I would say the infused game since we did our last year has really changed. I mean, they're really getting some quality infused products. And we just launched one that's a 1 grammer fire infused.
I've had it.
I think
Uh,
we had
these
talked
hash
about
holes
it
are
too,
really
right
good.
before it
It's
started.
flame.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the live rosin and
Yep.
resin and all that stuff going into the joints.
Yeah.
Back in September. Now it's like pretty
Because
much.
before it was like just
it's rolling
sprayed,
now. The
you
market's
know?
caught up and everyone's doing it. You know.
It's like, who doesn't?
Right. Well,
Who are you?
how
They're
I
getting
mean,
left out of
do you guys sell a lot of those? You think at your store?
We do.
Yes, I
You gotta
think
figure it out already.
one of my favorite out of state companies is 710 Labs with hash hole doinks with the rotini noodle inside. You know, rolling rotini. Look up Instagram, my boy. Rolling rotini.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Everybody gets a
Shameless
few.
plug.
But
Everybody gets a few plugs.
my buddy,
Hey, we gotta catch up here.
I know, right?
but you get put on a noodle doink with a nice hash hole. You're like, whoa, what? This is a life. This isn't a thing. It's a way of life, you know. And I swear, I have pasta in my cabinet. The kid knows that's for adult macaroni. don't mess with my macaroni. Okay? I buy you.
Don't be cooking that.
No.
Yeah. The other thing too, I think, is like we said last year, terps and stuff are going to become more,
That's what people are.
prevalent. And how do I feel? And I want this feeling. And there's even stores. I think it's Kind Goods. You can even shop by effect, right? Like if
Okay.
you want to.
See,
Oh, they
yeah.
kind of
That's
that's how the
exactly what we were
dispensaries
talking
kind of
about.
Well, that's at least them. That's
Yeah.
they were like, hey, if you
their
want to feel
concept
this,
of what they're
right.
doing.
And two, I think the bud tenders become more educated. I know our company does some bud tender training, and I think the more education, because I do a lot of pop-ups too, and you have them at your store. So I talk to a lot of customers, and they always come in and they tell you what's wrong with them. Well, I've got one guy had his dick wouldn't get hard. And I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I don't think it's the weed.
Come on.
No,
Not the weed.
I'm like, hey, bro, an extra $50 in the back, I might be able to
You
do
buy
something.
some sense today, and I got you covered.
You can get the lotion. Buy that Sense lotion.
Right. So I mean, and that's just me at a pop up. I can only imagine what
Oh,
bud
there's
tenders
so
questions
much
you get.
stuff
You
that
know,
people.
but knowing
with.
that, all I said was, hey man, do these fucking get a sativa. Get him jacked up on something, and
Yeah.
hopefully his dick will start working. That's kind of what I threw at him. But
You didn't tell him to rub it on his dick or anything.
but
right?
when
You
we
told
talk
him to
about
smoke
the
it.
entourage effect with cannabis, and the different terpenes and how it affects the high, knowing about that could help you steer to the right direction in cannabis.
100%. Like we have a lot of patients now that come in. We still get the rec. They just come in with the highest THC, but we have quite a few that come in and tell us a specific terpene they're looking for,
Right.
or something like that. And that's where the bud tender knowing, we have ours to look up right there because we have pretty much everything on display.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But knowing that's really important to some of the patients now. They're getting educated on it as well.
Yeah,
which
and
is
you
awesome
have to
see.
grow.
That's what we're wanting.
You have to grow with that, and it's exactly what we talked about. We just had a strain. It was Jungle Cookies. It was only 26.8%, but it was 5.84 terps. Right, that's high terps, and that's what you want to see. That 3s and the 4s, something that can really steer that entourage effect. you
And
know?
that's where a lot of people too, they're looking to save money on the flower. Like
Right.
there's something to those effects lasting longer and stuff like that. You don't have to smoke as much to get that effect, you know,
Right.
when you have those higher terpenes.
Right, you're not
They're right there.
chasing the dragon. Oh, I got to smoke every 10 minutes to stay high, you know.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. And it's different for other people, but I think you know, we break them down. What is it? Like the top 10 terps or whatever, 14 or that we have that are prevalent in cannabis. But really, when you start digging into some
And that's
of them,
what you guys are doing, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
more than most right now.
And no, people need to know you can find out about your strain on any packaging. You know, I mean, there's a QR code on every package. You QR code, it takes you right to the COA, and and it'll tell you.
It
like
usually
the-
tells you everything,
everything.
too, not just like the top 3 or 4
Right.
that they may be listing, but we'll
Right.
give you everything on there.
Right.
And that's part of the state requirement. So everything's gonna, as we see that law really take effect here in
Yeah.
the next few months, we'll see everything have that, which is a complete bonus.
So weed nerds out there, like, I need myrcene, you know, I need more limonene, you know. I mean,
Well,
this is
the first podcast we
It's
did
true.
when Brandon was there that's what it was.
Yeah.
We
talked
about nothing about what
all
was the
terpenes.
terps and
Terpenoline was the one we were talking
yeah.
about, which I actually, with that one, I liked anti-anxiety and all those effects.
Right.
But the National Institute of Drug Abuse just did a study with delta limonene. So 30 milligrams of THC with 10 milligrams of delta limonene with 1,000 participants some did just THC, some did that combination, some did just the limonene, and some did a placebo of just like a water.
God, it would
basically.
suck to be in the
Vaping
placebo
it.
team.
And everybody in the group with THC and limonene combined had less anxiety, reduced their stress levels, and everything. And limonene's actually been one that's been on the border of people thinking maybe it causes a little bit of that because it's so stimulating.
Right.
But it's nice to see that one's coming
Right.
through as one of those ones that know at the right level, it's helping people too with that. Like,
And I think
it
too,
makes a big difference.
and I do think the ratio too, the THC to terpene also makes a difference as well. Like we were saying, you can get low testing fucking flower. It's say, 23%, and it's high in some fucking terp that you're high for 2 hours.
17,
Like, what the fuck?
18%
Right,
sometimes
right,
with super high terps.
right.
It's just right, especially for some of the older folks that are looking for like what they had back in the day.
Mhm.
Even getting down in the 16 or 17 and give them some good terps. Like,
Yeah.
that's what they need to kind of calm that like.
And honestly, we
psychoactiveness.
never really had that. Like even in the 70s and 60s, it was never. This was never a thing. When we were smoking this weed back in the 70s was
Where it lives.
8%. You know,
It was called
8%.
ditch weed.
When it comes out,
9%.
you got
Same
that
thing,
dirt flavor weed.
Right.
it smells like the guy we buy it from.
So it's funny.
Our gasoline, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
Like depending on who you got it
So
from.
it's kind of
Like,
funny how
where'd this come from?
how we're so nerdy about it now, but it's education. This is a plant we've studied for a long time. And I know you react to certain strains.
Oh
too,
yeah,
based
absolutely.
On it,
Absolutely. Well,
have you dialed in your?
He's like, oh yeah.
oh yeah. Well, just as what he said, that less anxiety with the limonene. Is that what
Yeah,
limonene? Limonene. But no, if I can find that in a strain, something in a sativa, I'm good. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the last time that we did the show with you, I don't even know if I smoked.
Yeah, you were probably still trying to get.
I was doing one hits
You're
and
trying
stuff
to get
here
your little weed
with you.
legs under you.
I
Yeah.
know you didn't like. I know you were passing
the
most
weed
of the time.
crutches?
You may have took a hit
training
or
wheels?
two.
Yeah.
Training
I don't
wheels
know
on.
if you did.
Yeah, but I didn't a lot. But now that those mints and building up my tolerance and not killing my dude, it worked for me to get because I quit for 20 years. I used to smoke all day every day.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped.
It's a crazy feeling.
Right.
Yeah, and then to come back to it, it's like shit.
I'm
Like I got a
13.
bandana on. I'm like growing my hair
Yeah,
out. Like
yeah.
if I'm a fucking hippie.
Give him one joint. Give him one joint. Now he's fucking following the dead.
Oh, he's
shit.
smoking an ash hole here. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah, give him one hit of the hash hole. Look
Yeah.
at him. He's turning into Willie Nelson.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
To all the
Dude, I can't-
girls
yeah,
I've
dude,
loved
you will
before.
make a good Willie Nelson too. By the time Halloween gets here, you'll make a good like the young, cool Willie
Chili
Nelson.
well.
Wait,
Chili
chili,
Nelson.
chili,
Chili.
Chili,
Yeah.
chili Willie
Oh
Nelson.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
at
Yeah, my
Halloween,
kids
if we
hate
can
it.
Get cookie with you, cookies, the old Willie. You're the young Willie.
Yeah, you're the young
Yeah.
Willie. And
But young Willie
dude, your
didn't have
hair's
a
going through
beard.
that phase. I can't wait to watch it go through those shitty
Young Willie-
phases.
Oh, dude, it's a shitty face.
love it. I
Did you
did.
see the
Mine
video I
was
posted
horrible.
from
Oh,
the stage?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
It was bad.
Yeah, no, young Willie
We had
did not
so
have a
much fun
beard.
on that set. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And he had
didn't
no
know
idea
that.
I was even gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, but I was like, dude, you gotta see this. Oh shit. I'm done.
yeah?
One
more.
Speaking of terpenes, this one makes me want to laugh.
Hey,
Well, that's a
the
good
way it
thing.
is.
No, I know, I
That's
know.
a good thing.
The flavor on that is really good. I think you can taste the rosin.
Yeah.
You're getting that full flavor like you would.
Yeah.
You ever had a person come out to you, like the older folk, and be like, man, we used to get that skunk. Man, you can't get that skunk. And a lot of people don't know is like, I do a lot of like, deep research. And
The dark
yeah,
web.
the deep stuff. But nah, like one of the pioneers in cannabis, Todd McCormick, he's a OG in California for, getting busted back in the day for helping patients. You can buy seeds, AG Seco, not affiliated, but just OG stuff. But a lot of times, when you would get that smell from skunk, it was from the sulfur they would use when they grow. And the plant produces a chemical inside the plant to produce more of that smell. And it was from how the farmers use they use the sulfur. So whenever they're looking for a skunk strain that doesn't smell like they used to, it's because it's the way they grew it.
We're growing it cleaner now. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want that chemical taste. I want to feel like I'm dying.
Or it just wasn't a good hit.
Thank you,
I'm
boss.
glad you said cleaner though, because so what we have actually recently figured out in some studies is there's a couple terpenes. Obviously, we know when we're smelling like limonene and those terpenolines, that myrcene's got that funk with a little sweet to it. Yeah. We kind of recognize those, and that's what we've always associated is those terpenes making the flavors. But there's two main molecules. Okay, there's a few in there, but there's two main ones that are actually producing most of the smell that are either going to be, because most cannabis is either very like fruity, citrusy, sweet, or funky,
Danky,
skunky,
yeah,
danky. Okay.
Yeah.
That danky, skunky smell is a molecule. Scatole. Scatole.
Scatole.
Scatole.
Sounds like an Italian mafia.
So,
Victor
it does.
Scatole.
It does. Scatole.
That's the Fratelli's
Oh,
cousins
noodle?
from the Goonies.
You got that Scatole in your
The
weed.
Scatoles.
This molecule, though,
Yeah.
is the same molecule that is found in human feces and feces
Yeah.
and gives it the smell.
Wow.
But it's such
So basically, your
minute
weed smells like
amounts.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
so it's
No, I
such
told you.
minute amounts in
Poop.
cannabis
I
we
told you I
find
got
it
the shit.
appealing.
Really?
That's what we're looking for. I'm
It's the
telling
Stop
shit.
it.
how many people come in and ask for that smell?
And it's called, what
You
is
mean
it
we're
It's
called?
called
smoking
Scatole.
dog
You can
shit?
look it up.
Scatole.
This is just in the last year or so. The other molecule, there's a
It's so
couple
full of
of them
Scatole.
that kind of contribute, but Scatole.
Scatole. Sounds
Scatole.
like
I'm
a
gonna look this
pasta
up now.
dish.
I'm gonna dig deep into
Yeah,
the
Dig
yeah,
deep,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You like
Man.
smelling
So
shit.
is it both? So you're saying both the sweet smell that we get and the musky smell?
No, the
Both-
musky smells. That's going to be high in Scatole.
Oh, well, I could
If you-
see that.
The other molecule.
I mean, you
it's
get that
actually,
on. You get a lot of Scatole
got
on
them
mushrooms
poo
when you eat
terps.
them too.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
Right.
yeah,
Those are-
seriously, you
No.
never eat mushrooms.
Every time I
That's
taste
Scatole.
something bad, I'm like Scatole.
Man,
that's
that's
What's
Scatole,
that? That's
man.
Italian for fucking
Is that
disgusting.
Scatole under my
Terps.
fingernails?
You want that? You want them poo terps? I want
Next
that.
time Marlon walks
Poo
in the bathroom and
terps.
goes, what the fuck did you do, Scott? I go,
Yeah.
Scatole.
Yeah.
Scatole.
You gotta go take a Scatole.
Scatole.
Ah, dude, I can't wait to look this fucking
Dude,
shit
I'm telling
up.
you, bro.
Everybody right now watching
I
the
had to
episode's
read it
like, oh, I
twice.
gotta look it up right now.
Scatole. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the
Every-
number one search
for the
word.
next for the
Scatole.
for the next 2 weeks, they're just only gonna sell sweet smelling weed. Like I don't want any of that musky smelling stuff.
I know what I'm doing. We're making
Hey.
T-shirts. Just say
Yeah, you better
Scatole.
trademark it now. That's what I'm about to say. It's Scatole. Yeah.
That's
What's up?
funny.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Right here. Actually, this should be called the
But
Scatole
actually, though,
episode.
but that smell, that musky smell that we're talking about, we're describing, making
Yeah.
jokes about, it's also a description in the terpene, the profile of it too, though. Usually, so like
100%. Like,
if it's myrcene or that's got that musky kind of
Humulene, kind of. I feel like
humulene.
definitely plays to
so
it.
how do I know what's scatolate and what's humulene?
Here's
You
the
know,
thing:
what's the scatolate,
cannabis
humulene,
has
or
it.
myrcene?
all cannabis is going to have some of it. Is the thing.
Why
But-
though?
but
Who's
it's
throwing
just
poop
part of-
on our cannabis?
It's not. It's just a molecule.
Somebody shit on my
Like,
weed, man.
And I didn't. I didn't go into the
science.
research of
that,
the molecule
that means
itself.
that molecule would be
This
in
stuff-
everything that grows.
But it's found in a lot of things. No, you'll find that. It says that in the article. Yeah,
Okay,
it's in a lot of other things. Yeah,
So
100%.
don't start scaring people with
Yeah,
this
yeah,
shit
yeah.
weed out there.
There's scatolate
Well,
out
the
for
weed
it.
industry dried up because Brandon
on
announced
the weed,
scatolate.
guys. I promise you, no shit on weed. You just happen to
I
like the
just-
smell of shit when it
Now-
comes to weed.
Oh, dude, it's now I just picture
crazy.
dudes out there with like shit hoses just spraying it down and like somehow
Hey,
But
the
if you think about
wastewater's
it,
got to go
sulfur,
somewhere, man.
I could see
That
in
smell
fertilizer.
is probably guarantee you sulfur smell probably is super high in the molecule of
Yeah,
scatolate.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what,
yeah.
and they were using that, so it was increasing it back.
So you
in
could
the
have, they
day.
could have been growing anything, Afghani or fucking
Yeah.
weed or whatever.
That's all scatolate.
and just putting
This
the
is a
fertilizer in
molecule
it and
that's
skunking
naturally
it up.
found
Yeah.
and produced. You know,
No, I'm saying
we can't
about-
stop it from being
I'm
produced.
saying about him skunking it up. You know, when they were, you know,
Some
making
little Italian guy just coming out looking at your weed. Scatolate.
totally
He just like walks into your grow room and just
throws
like
a turd at your fucking
Yeah.
plant and walks away.
We need
Yeah.
to make like a
Scatolate.
Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live skit of that where this
Fuck,
guy's
dude.
trying to. It's scatolate.
Come on, that got me scared. I'm gonna start.
We're onto something there, dude.
Oh, that's great. That's funny.
Well, I mean, the good thing is the education's getting there, and I've noticed that too. Being out in the dispensaries like I am too,
100%.
you know, and like you have, you've been in there for a long time, Jordan. How long have you been in?
The same. I've been with him, and then I did a little, I say, a small stint with Proper. You know, it was cool. I worked in not harvesting.
Yeah, we love Proper.
Yeah, trim. I worked in the culinary. Shout out Mr. Dave. You know, I love the crew there. I just, you know, long drive, and I miss my Missouri Wild Alchemy crew.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
chef, so I like to be on the front line.
Yeah, we talked about that. We're gonna be doing some dinner parties to get some
Yeah.
people together. I'm trying to get you to come over and do some chefing for
Yeah.
us.
Some chefing.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
I
you
get
know,
down.
it's good.
I get down.
He describes some of the stuff that he's done.
That's
and
sweet.
I'm like, man, it sounds super good.
Oh, like infused and stuff too.
Oh yeah, I
Like
do it all.
That's what we're gonna
You
do,
know,
is
I'm a
infused
Cajun
dinner.
boy. I'm
Oh, nice.
Yeah, raised in Louisiana, so I've been doing that my whole life. I actually started. I have a tattoo of a lollipop behind one of my guys when I was a young kid.
Oh, you make lollipops?
Oh, I make it all.
You candy man.
I do candy classes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you know,
Really?
yeah, I do like, you know, people want to learn how to make hard candies, gummies, and chocolates. I actually
Really?
gotta, you know, just to
We
let
should
you,
do an episode on
just
it.
to let you companies know. I got a few
that's
little
good.
items I'm working on.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know. But I had a guy. I was getting young man, a lot of weed, shouldn't have had, but this is where I am in life. I had got a call from one of my friends and was like, "Hey, bud, my brother's dying of cancer. See if you can make him something to eat." And I had a shitload of weed. Excuse my language, just a lot of language.
Oh fuck, it's
you know,
ruined.
But no, hey, that's
Fucking
just
scatolate.
fucking
scatolate over here.
That's just more of my southern coming out, you know. And and I had a lot of weed that, you know, it was good, but it was just so much, and my people got tired of smoking the same weed. And I was like, what can I do? And he gave me the call, and I was like, I'm gonna cook something, you know. And I've done like every type of recipe you can think you can do.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I've done a freaking beef Wellington infused just because I was like, I was
Might as well.
yeah,
Classic.
like just having fun.
That's it.
And
How about a tomahawk, man, with
Yeah.
the big old bone? Fucking.
Well, the butter. I mean, there's a lot. I think there's just. I've looked into the infused stuff, and there's just it's crazy what you can do. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, they can put it in anything.
but for a while I helped my buddy Shannon, you know, R.I.P. Combat the cancer for a while, and then
Did you do some RSO or?
I was just making some really high potent lollipops. I'm talking about 50, 100 milligrams. I'm reading Ed Rosenthal books, Beyond Buds and stuff like that way before, you know, people, it was legal. I was making, you know, before any Colorado was doing that, I was doing that for my buddy because I was like, you know, that was my dog, you know, I can't, and to see him deteriorate from chemo and all that really messed me up. But from that, I lost him because, you know, cancer was just too strong. But from that, I created my own little side hustle, and I took it to a whole nother level and just having fun. Guy I flip weed to says, "Hey man, you wanna come cook in my kitchen, Jordan? You're really good." Come to find out, he works for Paul Prudhomme in New Orleans, married to the assistant. He's like, "Man, I'll take you in." So I learned crash course fine dining, and my daddy taught me how to butcher a pig, and cook cracklings, boudin, boucherie. Let me speak some Cajun, some couchon de lays, and some, I had some sauce pecans and all that, and the weed, I just love it. Being PTSD, hell, crazy, bound, a young kid, weed, I love it. My interview, I told them, they was like, "Why you want to do it?" I said, "Man, I'm a weed plant in my past life." You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so, long story short, thank y'all for having me here, because just to think where it was, where I've been, where I could have been, where I couldn't have been. And then now it's just, I appreciate it. Boof.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
good
awesome,
weed, man.
Good hash hole. Good hash hole.
Well, when me and him first, when we were both hired on,
Yeah.
and like we like kind of butted heads,
Yeah.
but like it was almost like brothers going back and forth, but like we really did butt heads.
Yeah.
But like in the end, what brought us together, we both figured out like we were both super passionate about weed. We just took different paths to get there.
Right.
Yeah, being a natural salesman like I am, I'm just going after the paper. My buddy right here, is sports dude.
Right.
So he's like, "We getting paper?" You know what I mean? It's like, so it was like competition. It was more of a button heads, like competition. It was
not
never
even
a
button heads,
personal thing, more of a
competition, but
butt head, like a competition thing. But yeah,
Who could sell the most
Well,
elephants?
I mean, and I certainly love
This
coming
guy.
to your store. I go by there probably at least once a week. I go by, just check on Brandon or bring donuts and stuff. And
thanks.
He's
It's like, yeah.
I love the crew over there. It's fun.
I love the donuts though. I do love the donuts.
Yeah,
they always
yeah.
get mad at me because I'm eating 2 or 3 of them because they're not going to eat them. They're like,
Man, that's
Can't.
what they're for.
What?
I'm trying out here, man. Chubby life, man.
Next time he brings donuts, man, let me know. I'll come by.
Come by, drop
you
by.
know. It's like,
I'll pick up some mints. I'll pick up some stuff.
And actually, you do have a lineup that Missouri Wild Alchemy does sell now. The Marla Jean
Yeah,
line.
my wife's CBD products.
Yep.
Yeah, Marla Jean.
The CBD products and the dog CBD tincture.
Yeah, the tinctures.
Which my dog's on now because Letty's got the hips.
We've been getting a lot of
got
feedback on her the muscle gel because it's like a biofreeze
Is
feeling.
that for dogs?
No, that's
for
like
humans,
for-
but-
yeah, like your back or like
Oh yeah.
It's got like that biofreeze, like the icy hot
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
People have been raving about it. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I really
Pretty
like how he
excited.
said she got the hips.
What-
I'm sorry,
My
but
dog.
yeah, got the
had
hips.
she's got hip problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well,
but just,
mine does too. We do the CBD.
just
for
the
that.
way he referred to it, it was just like,
Yeah, she's got the hips.
got the hips.
She
got
got
those
them
hips.
hips. Dog got them hips.
Yeah.
She fly.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that cream though, I've tried it before, and it's actually good. I liked it. I had a shoulder thing before.
I use that muscle gel that he's talking about all the time. Like I love that one. It's definitely, but it's like the icy hot. So
Yeah.
people that like
And it's
the
higher
icy hot, it's
milligrams
just
than
like-
most.
I
Don't
wish
judge
the
me,
THC
but I use
company
the
would
beauty
get
cream.
that. I want a THC bath bomb. Have you found any of those yet?
Not yet, but as soon as people,
Fuck,
What would a
we had
THC bath bomb? We had this
Dude,
conversation.
okay, I've done them.
Okay.
I did 100 milligram fucking bath bomb, and you can get them in Illinois dispensaries. Did 100 milligram bath bomb in the bath, and dude, by the time I got that bath, my whole body was like, man. And I was like,
So-
man, it was like a whole.
Did
like,
you feel
different-
high? Or
Yeah,
you were just,
yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and your whole body, it was like a whole body high. It was, you just really relaxed. Like, it was like,
you smoke a joint while you were in the bath too.
of course.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
oh, so that, yeah, that's
It's
why.
like,
You wouldn't
cheat
get high
code.
from the
Yeah,
fucking.
but you know the
code.
difference between like
But it
just a
gave you a
joint
body
high,
high,
and
yeah.
and
Here's
what's
the thing,
extra.
Scott.
You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So Chris, our original GM, his wife runs those like ultra marathons. Like she runs a race that's 24 hours. She
Right.
runs
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah,
24
yeah.
hours. After those races, she used to like lay in her bed for like 2 days, not moving. She wasn't injured,
Yeah,
but
she
just
did.
couldn't move. And so she started doing one of those CBD bath bombs, 100 or 200 milligram, the night after the race. and she's moving the next day. Like she's not comfortable by any means. She's still sore.
Yeah.
But she can actually walk.
The Marla
the
Jean
next-
ones?
She's doing like this has been for 3 years. So she's
Oh,
actually
gotcha.
she was using the Kush ones.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Chris
yeah.
just buys them now from Good Day Farms because he's actually down there with
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We had a lady hit by a train. An old lady come in, hit by a train. Missouri Wild Alchemy, we out here helping the community. All right.
all day long.
Serious.
Train
Like,
victims,
for real.
listen up.
Serious. And we gave her some cream and some bath bombs and stuff, and come back was crying. Thank you. I don't want to take the opiates. I seen what it did to my nephew, and I'm like, damn. Now I gotta go answer this guy who wants a pre-roll. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, which I love though. You know what I mean?
Right,
And we
right.
get that probably more in Missouri Wild.
What
than
a
lot
what
of
a,
others
what a
'cause we're
great
so
feeling!
diverse.
Like you're keeping someone off of opioids by chucking them a
Wonderful.
CBD bath bomb.
amazing.
There you go. Try this.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's like I don't. It's surreal, you know.
But I mean,
I get it because the CBD bath bomb does work. Like I
right.
tried Marla's and
same
it was
with THC.
you're
It
just
dissolves.
like, fuck,
it,
chill. But I don't know what the THC would. I guess it just
absorbs
try
into
it
your
first,
body.
man. It's
Absorbs into your body. You know, just
It-
like a CBD.
Me personally, it's it doesn't give me like the when you do like a transdermal like that, you get more of a you say the THC is gonna react with the skin, how stuff intercepts with your skin a little bit
Yeah,
more. So
yeah.
if you're taking that salt, that stuff sinks into your muscles, you know. So
Same thing.
I'm no scientist, but
I've tried the
Salt,
transdermal
hot
once.
water.
Have you tried the
Weed.
transdermal?
I've
patch?
I've
You
done
like
them a couple times. I like them so much. They work. I don't do them all the time because for the price point. But this is how much I like them. The day that I tried them the first time, I had my back still going on, which was basically a broken back, a little piece of the bone went down to my L5 or my sciatic nerve, pressing on all this stuff. But I felt so good that my knee like will pop out if I squat like all the way down and I sit there for like a minute, like it kind of pops out of place, and I gotta freaking pop it back in. I just get up and go about my day. Nothing tears or anything. But
okay,
yeah,
general.
it's not okay, but
like-
it's what it is.
I
Okay,
just
I've lived with
pop
it for about 8 years now. It does this, and so, but my back was so bad for a year and a half, and was so uncomfortable that I couldn't squat down. I had that patch on. And I was at my cousin's bachelor party, and we just happened to go outside, and we were all standing there, and I just squatted down, not even thinking about it. Was sitting there, and all of a sudden my knee freaking goes out on me, and I freaking got up. And then they were like, I was super excited because literally the first thing I think to myself is like, wait, I was comfortable enough to squat down for this to happen. This hasn't happened in a long time. And they're like, why are you happy? And I started telling them, but
Do you think
that-
it's like a body, like a relaxation of the muscles, or what do you think? I mean, because I noticed it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't like high like I normally am if I smoke a joint when I did
yeah,
it,
I
you know?
definitely didn't feel like I got high off of it.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely high tolerance for edibles and stuff.
Right.
And the one I did was the Fico patch from Heartland, that 50 milligram, 24-hour release.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you're getting like 2 milligrams or so every hour. And I had it on at that point for about 8 hours. And it just boom, felt great. But that allowed me to do that. And then that didn't hurt as bad afterwards, honestly. Like, I mean, it hurt.
Right.
But then what I normally feel for an hour or two, those kind of swelling, that was all a little bit better for the rest of the day. And then
Wow.
what it would have normally. So I use them on occasion, like my really bad days.
Wow.
If I'm sore and stuff, throw one of those on.
What does one of those cost?
Like 14 to 16, depending on which one. From
50
Heartland. That's the ones we carry.
And it's just one.
We
patch.
also, what's Mary's Medicinals? Do you know what their
That'd be
price
almost
is?
like taking like
They're probably
meds,
12 to
like,
15.
Yeah.
somewhere
Not
around
a-
like 50 milligrams.
I'm
every
medicated.
24 hours. You know?
Prices right now, nah.
Nah,
Not,
see, I still got
not
some
a
of them.
thing.
Not a thing.
But we carry Mary's too.
You know,
do you guys
love the
don't have
store,
a
but
patch?
prices off
Do you?
duty. I can't
We
do
don't
it.
have a product like that.
Okay.
No, we have like the Amend, which is the cream, which
Yeah.
is a 1-to-1.
Yep.
That
There's a
we
lot of
have,
patients that love
carry.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We sell a lot of that. We just got that back on the market, but we don't have a transdermal.
There's a market for it for
Yeah,
sure. We
no,
sell
yeah.
them.
I always wondered about it because I tried a long time ago from Chicago or
Okay.
Colorado. I got one a long time ago, and like, so I'm gonna put it on before I go on the plane.
I stick it on me like I have poison oak.
But That's the
Like
thing.
just-
If you want higher tolerance,
Yeah,
or
you gotta
higher
put 4 or
tolerance,
5
you
of
can
them
put 4
on
or
you.
5 of them on there. I mean,
Right.
You're getting like.
See,
I wanna get
I
it-
haven't
how do you
done
get it
that.
up
That
to,
may
like,
be a fun
20
experience. I
milligrams
don't
an
know.
hour, you know?
20 milligrams an hour.
Put like 20 of those on, then
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
200 milligram
Fuck
THC
yeah.
bath bomb, sit in the
Yeah.
bath for a little bit, smoke a joint.
Yeah.
It's usually like just one on each foot and then one on each wrist.
Wrist,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know. Somebody asks is like
One couple under
getting
the
off
arms.
the
Yeah,
cigarettes.
they're on
I'm getting
I will
off
say
of
this though,
cigarettes.
I put it directly on my back. Like
Yeah.
my pain is like right there on that right side, and I put it just lower back right there. And
So it brings up an interesting question about that time release. You know, you're saying, you know, say 2 milligrams an hour or whatever.
yeah, that's what they're
But
saying.
and it was the FICO patch.
Pico. Yep.
If you did, could you do that with like what we make RSO for cancer patients?
yeah.
Wouldn't it? Could you do a patch like that? Would it be
Yeah.
the same though?
We sell those Fico patches.
They are FICO.
Well, that's what the
That's
Fico
what they
is.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
full
yeah.
extraction cannabis oil.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But
if, like,
FICO's different than RSO.
Well, yeah.
the way it's made.
The way it's
yeah,
made,
It's,
right.
it's the solvents used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
RSO,
We've
you
just
think
seen so
you-
much success with that shit, man. It's
RSO.
We
unbelievable.
actually did,
100%.
you know,
I think there's a big difference.
a little update on the FICO RSO thing. We did we tried 2 different ways, and we found better results with the actual RSO.
from phoenixtears.ca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
With
actual
patient.
Rick Simpson.
Yeah,
recipe
yeah,
of
over
how to do
FICO,
it.
and that just came from the amount of patients we worked with, cancer patients,
Yeah, yeah.
and the response from them when we've provided it to them.
Do you know how often it just scares people away when they just see that on the shelf?
What?
Fico.
Oh yeah.
They're like,
Well,
I'm like, because sometimes, you know, I have people that are like high in, you know.
it just means full extract. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of people that like come in, you know, like people that really do like physical, hard gym activities or just diabetics,
Mm.
but they get benefits from high potency things.
Yeah.
So they eat the high potency gummies, but like, so I try to, man, you should try this RSO or the FICO, and they're like, what? Because just because it says that or something, they're like, man, that seems like some chemical.
Right,
That
right,
seems
right.
Yeah.
Or they
advanced.
see even
Fico's
I've heard
actually
people say
not.
like, is
I
that
mean,
that syringe
RSO
thing I
is.
saw online? Like, I don't know, like how do I inject that?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
It is
no,
scary.
No,
So I've-
like that kind of scares
so I
people.
feel
for
Put
like-
a
sure.
fucking blowtorch and fucking blowing
The
glass.
biggest
is
problem I
not-
find with RSO, even in the little syringes,
Mhm.
like, well, because we'll give
Dosing
ours like
it,
in a bigger
yeah.
syringe so they can kind of self-serve for a month or
Right.
whatever. And it's, man, that shit is so fucking hard to get out of a
Yeah,
syringe.
hard and
We
thick.
always tell people run it under
Yeah.
hot water.
Boom.
Right.
That's
The
the best.
viscosity.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's
what
super sticky.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it is fucking gooey. Well,
Yeah.
I want to, there has to be a better delivery platform for actual
well,
RSO.
We
Well,
did
don't-
talk about one of the ways that one of the patients did. They took a wax paper, and they took the syringe, and they just put the doses on the wax paper, okay, and then they put that in the freezer, and it made it super easy for them. So they had basically all their doses, and once they're freezing, you just fold it up
Yeah.
or whatever, and then
Or
just take it right off there from it just peeled right off. And I thought that was a pretty ingenious way from the big syringe thing without having to every day. That would be the pain in the ass. Every day you gotta heat it up and do all this shit, but you fucking heat it up and just dose it all out. You know, do 2 weeks, do 3 weeks, do a month worth
Exactly.
on your sheet, and you're good. You
And
know?
or that's why contact me, Jordan Bleen, FYF@gmail.com. If you ever want infused dinner tips or anything like that, we'll take the RSO or the Fico oil and actually make vinaigrettes. You don't want to eat sugary stuff.
Yeah.
You want to eat salads. You eat like Greek food. You like quinoa. You like,
Yeah.
feta. You want to eat healthy, but just need that extra pizzazz.
Yeah.
You take those same oils and you create something savory, something that's not so sugar and carb based and whatever, and change people's perspectives on intaking cannabis. Because I feel like a lot of companies, they're like, oh, we don't design this for kids, bro. Stuff looks like a rainbow sometimes, when I go down to my displays, and I understand people want to have originality. Companies got to divide themselves from other companies and stuff, but I feel like we need to be more product and customer based instead of market based sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I feel like FICO and RSO, what I was getting to with being scared of that, companies that produce this product need to have more education at these pop-ups instead of, about
Agreed.
that product,
Right, because we're
to reach
Well,
people.
just awareness in general, because you
100%.
don't hear a lot about RSO.
and
100%.
and we and the patients that we get for RSO, they're stage 4. I mean, they could give a shit about what they've ever heard about FICO or fucking RSO. They're dying,
And they want
they're like,
anything.
"Fuck, I heard that this might work, and I want to try it." And that's kind of where that's the people we see the results from compared to. And like I said, we tried the FICO, we tried the RSO, but it's all about education and what it actually is. That full extraction is amazing. It's every cannabinoid in the plant, and that's
I see
key.
that like for the rec market though, like that's more great for them. But like the medical patients need
They
more
need
of
that,
that
right.
RSO for
RSO.
whatever reason. It's just a more potent. I think it has more of the natural cannabinoids is what it's doing. And all the terpenes.
There's a I mean, all we can say is that we've seen the better results. I can't say whether it's better. I'm just saying, patient wise, we had to come to a decision to say we're going to stick with RSO instead of the FICO, just because of the success rate.
But that speaks for it,
Yeah.
right there.
You know what I mean?
More studies.
Yeah.
More studies.
But it
That's all you
is
can do.
true about the education about it. I mean, you can have FICO in your gummies, but it doesn't mean like, oh, it's, that, like you said, it's not a scary thing. It's full extraction.
It's a better.
And they could
gummy.
even stop putting FICO on it. Just say full extraction gummies.
Or full spectrum. I've seen a couple people use. I think maybe sounds a little safer.
I've had a pop up about plenty of sweet products and gummies and sodas and mints, and I've never had one that felt like it was really aimed at that crowd, and I feel like that's a crowd we're missing out on because I started medical.
Well, the hardest thing about that crowd for me when pop-ups, when I've had to talk about our gummies or any gummies really, is because everybody comes up to you and they say, well, I want a gummy that makes me up. Or we talked about this last time. Or I want a gummy that makes me down. And I can't fucking say. What am I going to tell them? I'm going to be the only guy that's actually going to explain to them, hey, man, you're getting distillate in that. There is no sativa or indica property to this at all, unless that gummy is packaged with the CBD or CBN, something that would give you the effect of up or
some
down.
terpenes even.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And
That's
if they
what
don't
it's-
have any of that,
they add
Terpenes?
they add
it's
terpenes.
It's hard
the
to explain
gummies.
it though.
A lot of companies they'll add terpenes either. There a lot of them aren't cannabis derived. They're terpene store.
Yeah.
How I say that, and it's true. But I feel like every company who's producing cannabis can break down those products to make more available so we get a more consistent product. Because if I feel like I'm getting a THC distillate cart, but I'm getting something derived lemon haze, I don't necessarily feel okay with that.
I don't either.
I don't
either. I need full disclosure on all of it.
100%.
And so
that's all we
that's
need,
where I
just
kind of
full
on the gummy
disclosure.
game. That's where I like Gruen, because
Right.
Gruen, at least like when they say it's a daytime gummy or a chocolate, I look at the package and I know why, because it's got CBG in
That's
it.
an anytime.
You see what I'm saying? I know
100%.
that, and with the nighttime, I know
CBN.
it makes it nighttime or daytime, but most of the gummies aren't like that, and that's
Not
the
at all.
problem with
I
it.
am Mega Man on
know.
the Mega Pearl.
I love the Mega.
Well,
I'm a
there's a
Tangelo
couple.
guy.
I love the megas too. We all love them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a Tangelo guy.
The chocolate though is my favorite though.
Yeah.
Those little mini hundreds now.
Yes.
Like you don't have to eat the whole bar.
Do you like
or
the
they'll
one?
eat
Did
the
you
whole bar.
get the one? Did you get the 1-to-1 on the mini?
Oh yeah.
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 Did you
I've
get
had
the 3-to-1 on the big one?
the CBG? Yes.
Yeah, that.
Wyatt's over here
that,
just going.
that one is my
got it all.
fucking favorite.
Yeah.
If I eat 100 milligrams of that and go drinking, I'll fucking be up partying until 2 a.m. Like I am like it's like fuck speed to me. I am
That's
loving it.
100% for me.
Yeah.
Like it's a pick you up, energetic,
Yeah.
like very chatty,
Only gummy I
uplifting.
can really do. Yeah.
And Speedball.
Edible.
Indica Mega Pearl. Espresso coffee.
Ooh,
That's
does
how I
sound
start my
good.
mornings. Either about 50 or 100, depending on the day. Dude, I'm like, I'm like,
I'd just be driving everywhere thinking I needed to take a nap. Like, I need to
There's
take a
certain edibles,
nap.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to wrap the episode up, guys. Make sure you check us out on all of our socials, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all of it.
Insta.
Insta. We're on the
Insta.
gram. Season
Is that
1
how we
or
say it
season
now?
2,
You know,
episode 1.
Missouri Wild
Uh,
Alchemy.
Missouri Wild
Yep,
Alchemy.
come
Get
check
out
us
there.
out.
They're out here in O'Fallon, Terra Lane.
Mom
West
and pop.
Carolina.
Mom
Up
and
there,
pop
it's
shop.
the only mom and pop really in Missouri.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Only one in St. Charles County,
Yep.
so come support
Hey,
us there. For
the
sure.
mom
store.
actually fills the store with Tootsie Rolls. Okay, she comes
That's
in, and Pop
statement.
actually is the person who does repairs. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't.
I do some,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
but
talking.
that's why we're mom and
Yeah,
pop.
I'm saying,
right.
I'm the repair guy too
Yeah,
at
like
times.
I feel like I'm at my mom's house for real. Like, Pop's fixing everything, and Mom's filling out the candy jars. I love them.
And we
bro.
all
I
giving
love
the
'em.
warning of when mom
It's a
shows
good-
up to the
yeah.
house. You know, it's like the
You
garage
guys
good
are
doors
also
vibe
open.
involved.
there.
You guys are also been involved in a lot of industry nights too, man. That we've had around town, and
Yeah.
I know you
Hopefully
guys are
more
always
to
a
come.
part of the community. I know I'm always going to be reaching out to you guys. So make sure you check out Missouri Wild Alchemy, and
We appreciate you
O'Fallon.
guys having us on.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for being here.
I'll have
Great
you back too
conversation,
as we
man.
go
Next
through
time, food.
our season. I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll
man.
be fitting you in
Absolutely.
some more, Brandon, to come bring some of this terp knowledge to us.
I love it, man.
You
We'll
know.
definitely do it.
I
So,
sure.
and
He's
we'll
my
be-
guy.
We'll,
Definitely.
We'll make Jordan cater. We'll
Yeah.
say, start
I'm gonna be
Honestly,
honest.
yeah.
I
some
just
boudin balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bring it
that's
in.
my thing, man. I like
sure.
it. This is fun.
We're
I got
going to
talk a little
NOLA
spit.
in May, so we might have to pregame it with some boudin.
Y'all going to New Orleans?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some
Ooh.
stops. My buddy owns some timeshares right in the quarter.
Oh yeah.
Let me know. I got a
Yeah.
guy. I got a guy.
I got a guy.
Got a
That's,
guy.
it always starts like that.
Wyatt, thank you so much for running our
Absolutely,
our film
man. It's always
and
good to see
audio.
Wyatt.
Guys, till next episode, we'll see you
To the
soon.
next episode.
To the
Peace.
next
To the floor, 'cause it's time to forget our fate. Oh, you Baby, make like I do with the punches and roll me home.
Yeah.